Imagine stepping into a garden. It is not your typical garden. This garden is alive. Butterflies dance from flower to flower, bees hum a happy tune as they collect pollen, birds chirp from the branches of a native tree. A small frog finds refuge in the cool shade of a leafy plant. This is a garden teeming with life. It is a haven for biodiversity. Traditional gardens often focus on a few showy plants. These gardens can be beautiful, but they lack the life and vibrancy of a biodiverse garden. They are like a solo performance, missing the richness of a full orchestra. In contrast, a biodiversity garden is a symphony of life. Every plant and animal plays a vital role, creating a harmonious and interconnected ecosystem. This type of garden is not just about aesthetics. It's about creating a space that welcomes and sustains a wide range of species. It's about understanding that our gardens are not separate from nature, but are an integral part of it. By embracing biodiversity in our gardens, we can create pockets of life that strengthen the larger web of nature. We can provide stepping stones for wildlife in an increasingly fragmented world. This is essential for the health of our planet and for our own well-being. For generations, we've been taught that a perfect garden is one with a lush, weed-free lawn and a few carefully chosen ornamental plants. This approach might be aesthetically pleasing to some, but it's a silent desert for most wildlife. Lawns, especially when treated with chemicals, offer little in terms of food or shelter for insects, birds, or other animals. Biodiversity-focused gardening, on the other hand, celebrates the wildness of nature. It encourages a diversity of plant life, including native species, which have evolved to support local insect populations. It sees value in a messy corner where leaves and branches are left to decompose, providing habitat for insects and enriching the soil. This shift in perspective moves away from the idea of a garden as a controlled space. Instead, it embraces the dynamism and unpredictability of nature. It encourages us to work with natural processes, not against them. The benefits of this approach extend far beyond our garden gates. By creating small havens for biodiversity, we contribute to the health of the larger ecosystem. We help to ensure the survival of native species and support the intricate web of life that sustains us all. Biodiversity, the variety of life on Earth, is essential for a healthy planet. It's the foundation of healthy ecosystems, providing us with clean air, water, and fertile soil. Each species, no matter how small, plays a crucial role in maintaining this balance. Think of an ecosystem as a complex web. Each species represents a knot in this web, connected to many others. When one species declines, it can create a ripple effect, impacting the entire ecosystem. For example, the decline of bees, essential pollinators, can lead to reduced crop yields and impact the availability of food for other animals. By creating biodiversity-friendly gardens, we help to strengthen this web of life. We provide food and shelter for a wider range of species, increasing their chances of survival. This, in turn, creates a more resilient ecosystem, better able to withstand environmental stresses and challenges. Our gardens, no matter how small, can become stepping stones for wildlife in an increasingly fragmented world. They can help to connect isolated patches of habitat, allowing for the movement of species and the exchange of genetic material. This is crucial for the long-term health and survival of many plant and animal populations. Creating a biodiverse garden starts with thinking about the different needs of various species. Different plants attract different insects, and different animals require different types of shelter and food sources. By incorporating a variety of microhabitats, we can cater to the needs of a wider range of creatures. One way to do this is by planting a diverse selection of native plants. Native plants are those that have evolved in a particular region and are adapted to the local climate and soil conditions. They are also the plants that local insects have co-evolved with, making them essential for supporting local food webs. Consider planting a mix of trees, shrubs, and flowering plants. Trees provide shade and nesting sites for birds, while shrubs offer cover for small mammals and insects. Flowering plants, especially those with different bloom times, provide a continuous source of nectar and pollen for pollinators throughout the growing season. Adding structural diversity to your garden can also create valuable microhabitats. A pile of rocks can become a haven for insects and reptiles seeking shelter from the sun. A decaying log provides a home for fungi, insects, and other decomposers. Even a small patch of bare ground can be beneficial for ground nesting bees. Pollinators such as bees, butterflies, and hummingbirds play a crucial role in our ecosystems. They are responsible for pollinating a vast majority of flowering plants, including many of the fruits and vegetables we rely on for food. Yet, pollinator populations are declining at alarming rates due to habitat loss, pesticide use, and climate change. Our gardens can become vital refuges for these important creatures. By planting a diversity of flowering plants, we can provide pollinators with a continuous source of nectar and pollen throughout the growing season. Choose plants with different flower shapes, colors, and bloom times to attract a wider variety of pollinators. Avoid using pesticides, which can be harmful to pollinators and other beneficial insects. Instead, opt for natural pest control methods such as companion planting, introducing beneficial insects, or using insecticidal soap. Consider creating a designated pollinator garden or incorporating pollinator-friendly plants throughout your existing landscape. Remember, every little bit helps. Even a small balcony garden with a few flowering plants can provide valuable resources for pollinators in urban areas. Providing sources of water, shelter, and nesting sites is crucial for attracting and supporting a wide range of wildlife in your garden. A simple bird bath can become a lifeline for birds, especially during hot summer months. Ensure it's shallow with sloping sides so birds can easily access the water. Creating brush piles by stacking branches and twigs provides excellent shelter for small mammals, reptiles, and amphibians. These piles mimic the natural debris found in forests and offer protection from predators and the elements. Consider installing birdhouses or nesting boxes designed for specific species. Different birds have different nesting preferences, so research which types of birds are common in your area and provide appropriate housing. Planting dense shrubs and trees can also offer valuable nesting sites for birds. Native species are particularly beneficial as they provide both food and shelter for local bird populations. Sustainable gardening practices are essential for creating a biodiverse and environmentally friendly garden. One of the most important steps is to eliminate or minimize the use of chemical pesticides and herbicides. These chemicals can harm beneficial insects, pollute waterways, and disrupt the delicate balance of the soil ecosystem. Instead of relying on chemical inputs, embrace natural pest control methods. Encourage beneficial insects such as ladybugs and lacewings, which prey on common garden pests. Practice crop rotation to disrupt pest life cycles. Use organic fertilizers, such as compost or aged manure, to enrich the soil and promote healthy plant growth. Conserving water is another crucial aspect of sustainable gardening. Choose drought-tolerant plants that require less watering. Install a rain barrel to collect rainwater for irrigation. Mulch around plants to retain moisture and suppress weeds. By adopting these practices, we create a healthier garden environment for both wildlife and ourselves. We reduce our impact on the environment and contribute to a more sustainable future. The benefits of creating a biodiverse garden extend far beyond our own backyards. When we create habitat and support wildlife in our own spaces, we contribute to a larger movement of ecological restoration. Our gardens become small pieces of a larger puzzle, connecting with other green spaces to create corridors for wildlife movement. This is especially important in urban and suburban areas where natural habitats are fragmented and shrinking. By supporting biodiversity, we also help to strengthen the resilience of our local ecosystems. A diverse ecosystem is better able to withstand environmental stresses such as drought, disease, and invasive species. This is because a greater variety of species provides a wider range of responses to environmental changes. Furthermore, our actions in our gardens can inspire others to do the same. When neighbors see the beauty and life in a biodiverse garden, they may be more likely to adopt similar practices in their own yards. In this way, our individual actions can have a ripple effect, creating a positive impact on the environment and our communities. Across the globe, individuals and communities are demonstrating the power of biodiversity-focused gardening. In urban centers, rooftop gardens are transformed into thriving ecosystems, providing habitat for birds, insects, and even small mammals. Suburban yards are shedding their manicured lawns in favor of native plant gardens, buzzing with pollinators and alive with the sounds of birdsong. Schools are creating outdoor classrooms where children can learn about the interconnectedness of nature and participate in hands-on restoration projects. Community gardens are becoming hubs for biodiversity, showcasing the beauty and benefits of native plants and sustainable gardening practices. These spaces not only provide food for people but also create vital habitat for wildlife in the heart of urban environments. Creating a biodiverse garden is not just beneficial for the environment, it's also incredibly rewarding for us. Spending time in nature has been shown to reduce stress, improve mood, and enhance overall well-being. When we garden with biodiversity in mind, we engage all of our senses. We notice the delicate dance of a butterfly on a flower, the gentle hum of bees, the sweet scent of blooming herbs, and the vibrant colors of native plants. We develop a deeper appreciation for the interconnectedness of life and our place within it. We learn to observe natural processes, appreciate the changing seasons, and find joy in the smallest creatures. Gardening for biodiversity can also be a powerful way to connect with our communities. Sharing our knowledge and passion for native plants with others can inspire them to create their own havens for wildlife. Transforming our gardens into havens for biodiversity is not just an option, it's a necessity. In a world facing unprecedented environmental challenges, our individual actions matter more than ever. Each plant we choose, each practice we adopt, and each creature we support makes a difference. By choosing native plants, eliminating pesticides, and creating habitat in our gardens, we become part of a collective effort to restore and protect the natural world. Let's turn our gardens into beacons of hope for a healthier planet. One native plant, one buzzing bee, and one chirping bird at a time. Let's cultivate a future where both people and nature can thrive.